Star Wars Revenge of the Sith is probably the most epic Star Wars movie in terms of scale, landscapes, environments, characters, vehicles. It's just a plethora of awesome looking visuals. That makes for even more epic Lego sets. So today I'm going to be going over the ultimate Lego Star Wars Revenge of the Sith wave. From small clone battle packs to giant MBS style Wookiee trees, this is going to be amazing, so let's dive in. So to start this video off, I have to give a major shout out to H28 Bricks, who actually created all these sets. These are fan-made custom sets that are potentially could be made in maybe 2026, 2027, but I feel like Lego definitely missed the ball here in Revenge of the Sith 20th anniversary of 2025. So this is probably the ultimate wave we could get. These are definitely some really awesome sets to look at nonetheless. So we're gonna go in chronological order with these sets. So the first one here we have is the Anakin Jedi's Interceptor versus Vulture Droid. Now Lego has definitely been doing a lot of these 2-pack versus vehicle sets, so I could definitely see this one being a thing. We truly need a Vulture Droid back in a Lego set, so this is a perfect way. You get Anakin Skywalker, you get also R2-D2 with a custom piece of the invisible hand as his hologram there. Absolutely amazing. That would be so sick. And we get a droid pilot, which is, of course, we always love to get some more variants of battle droids. You get Anakin Starfighter in the yellow. We've gotten several versions of this, so this is like the absolute must, but I really do like the model that he built here. But the big thing here in the set is this Vulture Droid, which has some awesome detailing with the dark blue accents. Always been a big fan of that dark blue for the CIS. Now continuing this theme going forward is another dual pack. Now we have Obi-Wan Starfighter and a droid Tri-Fighter. This will be another great dual pack where we have Obi-Wan Kenobi, R4, and another droid pilot. Technically, you don't really need a droid pilot here because the Tri-Fighters are droids themselves. And you also get 2 Buzz droids. It'd be awesome to get Buzz droids back in a Lego set. But we have Obi-Wan Starfighter here in the red. I personally, out of the 2 of Anakin's and Obi-Wan's, always preferred Obi-Wan's red color. It just looks really awesome in Lego form here. And you get a Tri-Fighter. This would be, I can't tell you how much I would love a new Tri-Fighter back, like maybe 2026, again with that dark blue color scheme and a good amount of stickers as well. Now, keeping with the Battle of Coruscant, we have the Hyena bomber versus the V-Wing. Both these vehicles we have not gotten Lego Star Wars in many years. And then we have the Hyena bomber. Again, another vehicle I don't think they made till the Clone Wars show, but again, probably in continuity, it was in the Battle of Coruscant. They used this kind of sand blue color scheme, which looks dope as well. I know they used sand blue for the older Vulture Droid sets. As for the minifigures, we actually get this new clone pilot, which has dual molded legs, arm printing, and has more of that purpley color on his outfit. Definitely based off more of the V-Wing pilots we see from the other Lego sets and also the Clone Wars 2003 2D show. As well as you get a Q728 droid in this greenish turquoise color. I'm not actually quite sure what that is. Maybe is that the little droids you pop out in Battlefront 2? I don't know, guys. Let me know down below. And then you get a droid commander. Always good to have a droid commander in circulation. That is it for the Starfighters for the Battle of Coruscant. But let's continue on to the next phase, and we actually are going inside the Invisible Hand. We have a lot of cool sets there. This next set is the Boarding the Invisible Hand. Of course, going off of the boarding the Tantive 4 set that's out on shelves currently, and all the other hallway sets like the Dark Trooper set as well. This one has Obi-Wan and a few security droids and a super battle droid, and of course a droideka using that trans blue shield over the top. Genius way to make it look like it actually has a shield. And this set depicts the hallway of the Invisible Hand using a lot of that sand blue for the CIS coloring. It reminds me of the Skywalker saga here. And this one has a lot of cool creative parts to the actual set as well. You can take off part of the set, which is the elevator, where we get a lot of cool scenes where Obi-Wan takes out the security droids. And as well, if you actually get 2 of these sets, you can combine them and make an even longer hallway, which I think would be super dope to create more scenes from the Invisible Hand, since that takes up a good bit of the movie at the beginning. And another creative way you can actually use this set is you can put it on its side and have it where the Invisible Hand is going down to orbit, and you have all the droids falling down and Obi-Wan hanging on for his life. I think this would be an amazing set to get this theme going of different hallway sets, but finally get one for Revenge of the Sith. Now, going into more of the diorama style sets, if Lego were to bring these back and actually do a prequel one, we have the Duel on the Invisible Hand here. Now, of course, this depicts Anakin versus Count Dooku, with Palpatine sitting in his chair watching from afar. This set I know would 100% be a fan favorite with the Do It sticker on the front, showcasing, that's the quote of the set. Of course, they have the 20th anniversary sticker or print there. That would have been amazing to get for the 20th anniversary of Revenge of the Sith. And basically you get the back wall with the windows. I think adding all the different colors with sand blue and the trans colors really adds to it. And a lot of cool details going around this bridge of the invisible hand. Of course, you have Palpatine sitting in his nice chair. They really did a great job with the details there in such a small build. If Lego would have come out with new diorama sets, I would 100% get this. Now it's time to go more into orbits of Coruscant. And this one I absolutely adore seeing, and is a very unique niche style set from Revenge of the Sith. That is the Coruscant Emergency Fire Speeder. Now this is basically the version of Star Wars firefighters, and they're called the Coruscant Rescue Ops. And you actually see these guys in the Venators and stuff throughout the movie, so that's kind of cool. They assist clone troopers and Republic forces along the way. But you get this cool, smaller type build. I don't think that getting anything too large for the set would be good for this, because it's definitely more niche. But gets a pop of color with the red, gold, and white color scheme, and you have, of course, the water coming out, or the stud shooters on the side, and the minifigures themselves. Getting these guys for the first time in a Lego set would be so amazing, especially with their dual molded legs, and they got all their different equipment, and their helmets look really dope. Would have 100% be a niche set, but one I would want nonetheless. Now this next set is keeping with the theme of Lego sets we've never gotten before, and this is the Coruscant Jedi Shuttle Bus. Now, right away, this set would give us so many cool characters we've never got before. This set includes of course, Anakin Skywalker. We've gotten him before, but we would actually get an episode 3 Padme, which we've never got before, which is insane even to say that. With her outfit here, kind of the cloak look, and he has like more of that Leia hairstyle, would be really cool. Of course, you get C-3PO. We get a Bail Organa from episode 3. Again, a figure we've not got before, at least in episode 3. He has a nice looking dark blue outfit there. We get episode 3 Jar Jar Binks with his kind of senator outfit, which that would be super cool to get. And they did an absolutely great job rendering these minifigures. And a super niche figure, we get ornithopter, which is kind of the big blue senator from Ryloth. This would be another epic figure to get as well. Super, super cool. As for the actual set itself, the pop of color with the purple and dark tan would be something we've truly not really seen, and I really love the model. Obviously, it's not like a typical Clone Wars ship where you have a lot of battle scenes and stuff. Kind of goes along the line of that old Coruscant speeder chase with Obi-Wan and Anakin, and that pop of color for Coruscant speeders. And I think it's a cool transport vehicle. You can actually put a bunch of figures inside, you can lift it up, and just be overall a fun Lego Star Wars set. And the designer actually included a couple different pillars. You have this kind of sand blue pillar here, and we have more the red and gray pillar where you can have Anakin and Padme hiding behind talking. Now guys, it's time to go to the Battle of Kashyyyk from the movie here, and this is probably one of my favorite battles in all of Star Wars. Again, if you kept up my channel, I build a lot of stuff from Kashyyyk. I built a large, super large scale Kashyyyk. So if these sets came out, it would definitely give me the itch to maybe go back at it again, or at least build something from it. But let's dive into those. Starting off, we have the Kashyyyk Super Battle Pack. So again, going off of the newer Star Wars thing to do is adding the clones and droids in one set as a mega battle pack. We have all the Kashyyyk troopers going against the droids here, which are in their more camouflage jungle style, which is not really accurate to Revenge of the Sith. It'd be cool nonetheless to get them in this camouflage form and not get the regular tan battle droid. Of course, we have a million of them already. This set includes a swamp speeder for the clone troopers and a droid carrier, which is kind of the larger version of the set and is accurate to what we see in the Battle Kashyyyk. You actually see several of them coming in the back of the rear of the droid formation, dropping off some battle droids. I think this would be a really fun set to get nowadays. I would prefer to get them separately, but if Lego did come out with the set, I know I'd be buying a ton, especially for those Kashyyyk troopers, one of my favorite clone troopers, if not my favorite of all time. Next up, we have the Kashyyyk Wookiee ornithopter versus tank droid. We're getting another versus style set here, which I think these go perfectly together. Of course, you have the Wookiee flyer going across. This would be a great updated model. We haven't got this since probably, what is it, 2005 since we got one of these in a set. This is the smaller version of the Wookiee vehicles. We think it's like a two-man or two Wookiee piloted ship. We have one in the pilot and then the gunner in the back. And this one actually depicts the Wookiees coming off the rope as we see in the movie, landing on the droid tank, blowing it up. And of course, we have the Corporate Alliance tank droid. This is one of my favorite droid vehicles growing up and right now. This one is definitely a cool new model with going more the dark gray and a little bit of sand green accents. I think that is definitely something we kind of see a little bit of in Revenge of the Sith with that sand green color. And another thing that's super accurate going to the droid minifigures is we see some of the security droids, since they actually use security droids in the Battle Kashyyyk. If you pause on the frame, you can see a lot of them jumping out of the Corporate Alliance tanks and engaging the Wookiees. We actually have this new printed element for the dwarf spider droid, and I think this looks like the best dwarf spider droid in Lego I've ever seen personally. I love the little mud accents on top. Of course, we get a lot of spider droids already, and they recently came out with a new one in the 327 set, but they kind of keep the theme of Kashyyyk. This is definitely a must. Now, for the big controversial kind of thing in this set, we have the Wookiees. Now, the Wookiees are actually using the Avatar really long legs, since Wookiees are much bigger than any regular kind of human or clone or whatever. They are super tall, at least 7 feet tall, maybe getting up to 8 or 9 feet in some cases. And we actually have two of the Wookiee warriors, and we actually have the Wookiee chief that is leading the charge, where we see in Revenge of the Sith on the front of the beach. He has an epic custom mold on his helmet and a shield, of course, going into battle. I think this set in particular truly represents something that we need back in Lego Star Wars. Is just a classic. You get like a Wookiee faction going against the droid faction, and you get the maybe get a couple of them and truly kind of build out your own battle of Kashyyyk. Now, keeping up the theme again with Kashyyyk, now we're going more to the skies with the Wookiee catamaran versus the droid gunship. Bringing the Wookiee catamaran back in like 2026 would be legendary. One of my favorite obscure ships, and it's the larger version of the Wookiee ships they use in the battle. And we get a droid gunship. This is probably closer to the model we got back in 2018, which I adore. So this would be another great versus set. Any minifigures would be great as well. We get Luminara, as well as we get this white Wookiee. I'm not really sure who that is. I've never seen him before, but apparently his name is, I'm not even going to pronounce that. You can read that. That's crazy. But you also get more of the Wookiees. You get more of their weapons as well, of course, with the long legs. And you get the two battle droids in the jungle camouflage. So this one would be a nice way to get a few extra Wookiees. Of course, Luminara, which takes place on the beach. And a little bit of battle droids there, but we're mainly getting this for that Wookiee minifigures. And of course, to supplement the aerial battle of Kashyyyk. Now, of course, you cannot have a battle of Kashyyyk without the clone turbo tank. Now, this would have been a perfect set to release nowadays. I don't know why they did the turbo tank with the Galactic Marines this year. This would have been truly the ultimate turbo tank to do other than a UCS set. This model in particular they built here for this set is just way better than the one we got. And I think it really captures more what we see in the movie. And the minifigures here are also quite unique. You, of course, get Quinlan Vos, who is at the Battle of Kashyyyk in Revenge of the Sith. You just don't quite see him. He is in some deleted scenes. We get Commander Faye as well, which would be a brand new clone trooper to the arsenal of all the mini clone troopers Lego's made so far. Then, of course, you get some regular 41st camouflage clone troopers, and then you actually get some bounty hunters here, which would make for some nice chase figures in this set, since they probably would never release these anywhere else. Then we get would be the first time ever a general style 2 super tactical droid in Lego, which I think it'd be a fun task to see how they would make this in an actual product. But the render here they have for this looks epic. You also get a clone speeder bike that can go alongside the turbo tank and this little gunner emplacement as well. Now, this next set is one I know fans have been really asking for. They want some MBS style something from Revenge of the Sith, and one of them it's always been talked about is some kind of MBS Wookiee tree Kashyyyk set, and here we have the Wookiee MBS style Master Builder series set. And I think this is a just perfect little play set rendition of this. It's kind of the dollhouse effect, where we have a lot of rooms in the back, and then on the front you have more of a displayable area. Tons of detail going into this. I really like all the branches and leaves on top. It's definitely unique. Of course, on the bottom we get the Wookiee pillars and stuff on the beach. As someone who's analyzed the Wookiee tree a ton, as someone who's actually built a larger scale Wookiee tree, I really love all the details they got here. I love the entrance of the tree. I really like the generator piece that we have on the side there, kind of adding some industrial things we see from the Wookiees. And then you have tons of different styles of rooms going all the way up, and you can even recreate the iconic scenes where we have Commander Gree on top looking over the battle with Yoda. Of course, you get a lot of great side builds with the Wookiee turret here behind the barrier, another iconic thing you need for the Battle Kashyyyk. And this bug type creature, I really forgot what the name is here, but a cool one that has a nice unique color scheme that you do see flying in the very beginning when you cut to Kashyyyk. They're kind of flying all throughout Kashyyyk. The minifigures you get in this set are insane. You get all of Delta Squad, even more Wookiees, clone troopers, Commander Gree. They actually made Yoda, but in a much smaller form, more like Grogu, which probably fits better for the scale of the Lego minifigure. But the minifigures would be a huge plus, especially that actually making Clone Commandos and Delta Squad for the first time would be accurate to what we see in Republic Commando. Now it's time to leave Kashyyyk and go to Utapau with the 212th Battalion Clone Troopers Battle Pack. Now we got a lot of clone battle packs, but this is a must for a Revenge of the Sith wave, being we get a way to get more 212th Clone Troopers, which you have 3 of them here, and a clone airborne trooper. This would be a great way to build up your army of your 212th, where you can make this iconic scene where we have the clone trooper on top of the crab droid taking him out. You have a nice little cute crab droid here for this kind of style of battle pack. Now the big deal in this set that I truly do love and is a nice deep cut is we get the HAET 221. Now this is a Republic kind of gunship style vehicle we see in the background of Revenge of the Sith, and it is flying through the sinkholes of Utapau. These are kind of a more armored gunship style they would use to kind of drop off troopers in little harsher zones, and has a turret on the front, and you can put 2 pilots in there. It's definitely not to scale. Even if they added a smaller version of this in any Lego set, I would really enjoy that. Now this next one is a way to get a ton of unique Separatist council members I know fans have been asking for a long time. We have the Separatist arrival on Utapau. This set would include General Grievous, Newt Gunray, Pasul Argente, Pau Nudo, Shume, and a pilot droid. Forgive me if I mispronounce any of those. I never have really said those words out loud, but you would get a ton of these brand new unique council members. Maybe not Newt Gunray, but you would definitely get a newer updated version of him. And I know I would absolutely love this set, getting finally some more council members for the Separatists. Now the actual build for this set is unique as well, was you get all like the chairs and seating where you have them all sit down before they leave to go to Mustafar. I think that would be a fun little way to kind of add to like a Utapau mock, or inside one of those droid control ships, or whatever you want to do. And then you actually get the General Grievous shuttle here, the droid shuttle that comes and drops him off. This is in a nice dark tan color scheme. I think this would be a nice new updated version of this, since we've gotten a version of this in the Rebels set, but this would be the Separatist version, and would be a cool new Separatist vehicle to get in this set. So there is the ultimate Lego Star Wars Revenge of the Sith wave. I know there's more stuff in the movie, like going into Mustafar and of course the Jedi Temple and stuff like that. That'll be for part 2. H28 Bricks has not actually come out with those yet, but this is gonna be part 1 of the ultimate Revenge of the Sith sets. Let me know what you think about these. Would you actually pick these up? Do you think this is a good idea? I think they're pretty awesome. But yeah, like and subscribe guys, and keep looking out for more Lego Star Wars content.